The sky above Earth was calm, but something strange stirred beyond the stars. In a hidden laboratory, deep underground, humans had found a secret they were never meant to know. Ancient alien messages etched into metal and stone warned them of a terrible truth. Do not build warships. You will regret it. No one knew who had sent the message or how long it had traveled through space. The warning was clear, but humans, curious and bold, could not resist. They had always dreamed of reaching the stars, exploring the universe, and protecting themselves from threats beyond their world. To some, the warning was just a puzzle, a challenge. Dr. Mira Khan, the lead scientist, stared at the glowing alien symbols. Her hands shook slightly. It says, "Humans will destroy themselves if we build warships," she whispered. Her voice trembled with fear. Around her, the team of engineers and scientists exchanged nervous glances. Some were excited, some were scared. "What if it's true?" asked Lieutenant Raj, a young military officer. "What if building warships brings something worse than war? Something we cannot fight?" Mira shook her head. "We cannot live in fear forever. Humans have always faced danger. We adapt, we survive. This warning, maybe it's meant to test us." The laboratory was filled with machines, lights blinking like distant stars. Humans worked day and night, designing the first warship. Its metal hull was stronger than anything ever built on Earth. Its engines were faster than the speed of sound. It was a masterpiece of human intelligence and courage. But somewhere in the darkness of space, unseen eyes watched. Aliens. They had warned humans for a reason. They had the power to destroy planets, to erase civilizations, but so far they had only observed. Every move humans made was recorded, every calculation analyzed. And yet, humans continued. On the first day of testing, the warship hovered above the ground. Its engines roared, shaking the laboratory. Scientists held their breath. Mira looked at the countdown screen. 3. The ship lifted, rising into the sky. For a moment it seemed perfect, flawless. Then a strange pulse shook the engines. Alarms screamed. The lights flickered. The team gasped. Myra's heart pounded. "Shut it down. Shut it down now," she yelled. But the warship held steady. It was alive, moving with a mind of its own. Outside, satellites detected a strange signal approaching Earth. Something vast, something powerful was coming. The aliens had noticed. The pulse from space seemed to echo the warning humans had ignored. Despite the fear, humans celebrated. "We did it," said Raj, smiling nervously. "We built the first warship." But Mira could not smile. She felt a chill crawl down her spine. There was something in space watching them, something ancient and patient. Days passed. The warship was tested again and again. Each test was successful, but the tension grew. Strange phenomena appeared in the sky. Lights moving against gravity, storms forming in seconds, stars disappearing from the night. Scientists whispered about coincidences, but Mira knew better. The universe was reacting. The aliens were sending messages humans could not yet understand. In secret, some humans began to worry. They warned the leaders, "This is not just a machine. It is a challenge to powers we cannot imagine. We must stop before it's too late." But most humans ignored the fear. Curiosity and pride were stronger than caution. Humans had always been explorers. Humans had always faced the unknown. Then one night, the warning became impossible to ignore. A glowing object appeared in the sky, moving closer to Earth. It was massive, far bigger than any ship humans had built. The ground shook when it entered the atmosphere. Cities went dark for a moment. People screamed in fear. In the laboratory, Mira and her team watched in horror. "It's them," she whispered. "The ones who sent the warning." The object hovered silently above the planet, its presence commanding attention, a shadow of power that made humans feel small. Raj clenched his fists. "We cannot stop now. We cannot show fear. This is our chance to prove humanity's strength." Mira looked at the warship. Its engines glowed softly, waiting. She knew the moment had come. Humans had crossed a line. They had ignored the warning. The universe had noticed. And soon everything would change. From above, the alien observers watched. Their message had been clear. Humans had chosen their path. And now, the story of warships, courage, and cosmic consequences was about to begin. The stars shone coldly, silently, as Earth prepared for a future that no one could predict. Humans had built the warship. And the universe was reacting. The warship floated silently above the laboratory, its engines humming like a living heartbeat. Outside, the world seemed normal, but humans knew the truth. They had crossed a line no one had dared to cross before. The first warship was not just a machine. It was a symbol of human ambition, intelligence, and defiance. Dr. Mira Khan studied the ship from the control room. Her eyes were tired but alert. Every sensor, every reading told her that the ship was perfect. Yet, in the back of her mind, a warning echoed, "Something out there is watching." Lieutenant Raj paced nervously. "It's beautiful," he said. "But, what if they attack? What if they really meant what they said in the warning?" Mira shook her head. "We cannot wait for fear. Humanity has always faced danger. We adapt. We survive. That is who we are." The warship's engines glowed brighter. It was ready for its first flight outside the lab. A team of pilots prepared to take control, while scientists monitored every system. The countdown began again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With a roar that shook the ground, the warship lifted into the sky. It rose higher and higher, leaving the laboratory far below. Lights from nearby cities flickered as the massive engines displaced air. People on the streets looked up, staring at the glowing marvel, unaware of the danger that had already arrived. For a moment, everything was calm. The warship moved smoothly, responding to every command. Its systems were flawless, its weapons powerful, its speed unmatched. Humans felt pride and exhilaration. They had done the impossible. They had built a warship that could challenge the universe itself. But the calm did not last long. Far above Earth, in the darkness of space, eyes watched. Not human eyes. Something ancient, intelligent, and patient had noticed the warship. Aliens, beings who had warned humans long ago, had arrived. Their massive ships floated silently in orbit, invisible to human radar. Their presence was a warning and a challenge. Back on Earth, strange events began to unfold. Satellites went offline without explanation. Communication signals jittered and disappeared. Lights in the sky moved against the wind, as if the universe itself was reacting to human defiance. Scientists whispered nervously, but Mira remained calm. She knew what was coming, but she also knew humans had no choice but to face it. The warship soared higher, leaving the atmosphere. It moved through the thin air of the upper atmosphere and into space. The pilots marveled at the view. Stars stretched into lines as speed increased. The Earth looked small, fragile, beautiful. It was a reminder of what humans were fighting to protect, even if they did not yet understand the true danger. Suddenly, alarms screamed. A massive object appeared on the sensors. Its size was incomprehensible. Its energy signature was unlike anything humans had ever seen. Myra's stomach tightened. "They're here," she whispered. "The ones who sent the warning. They've come to watch us." The alien presence was terrifying. Not because of weapons but because of sheer intelligence. They studied every movement of the warship, predicting each action before it even happened. The pilots felt a cold tension settle over them. Every decision mattered. Every move could be fatal. Lieutenant Raj clenched his fists. "We have to show them we are not afraid," he said. "We are humans. We survive. We adapt. We fight when we must." Mira nodded. "Yes, but we must also be careful. They are not here to fight, yet. They are here to see if we are ready for what comes next." 4 hours, the warship maneuvered in space, testing its systems and demonstrating human ingenuity. It fired test weapons into empty space, accelerated faster than thought possible, and proved that humans had truly mastered technology no one else on Earth could create. But the aliens were patient. They did not attack. They did not interfere. Instead, they sent subtle signals, disturbances in energy, strange pulses that disrupted instruments. It was a silent warning. "We are watching. Do not underestimate the universe." On Earth, the people remained unaware of the invisible observers above. Mira and her team knew the truth. Humans had made a bold move, one that could change the course of history. Yet, the universe had already taken note. And the consequences of ignoring the warning would soon become impossible to avoid. As the warship returned to Earth, the alien presence receded slightly, but the tension remained. Mira looked at the landing site. "This is only the beginning," she said. "We have built the warship. The universe knows. And now, we wait for what comes next." Above the laboratory, stars shone silently. Somewhere in the vastness of space, beings older and more powerful than humans watched, recording every action, analyzing every decision. Humanity had proven itself clever and brave, but the real test was only just beginning. The first warship had flown. Humans had crossed a line. And far above, in the shadows of space, the universe reacted. The warship had returned, its engines cooling and lights dimming in the silent laboratory. On the ground, humans celebrated. They had achieved what no one thought possible. The first human-built warship had flown beyond the atmosphere and survived. Engineers hugged, pilots cheered, and news from the control room spread quickly. Humans were ready to defend themselves against any threat. But Dr. Mira Khan could not smile. She watched the monitors, her mind restless. The universe had noticed and she could feel it. Something beyond human comprehension was preparing a response. Strange readings still appeared on the sensors, signals that were not natural nor man-made. Every pulse, every flicker seemed like a warning. Lieutenant Raj entered the room, his face bright with excitement. "Mira, we did it. The warship is perfect. Humanity has taken its first real step into the stars." "Yes," Mira said softly. "But perfection can be dangerous. We ignored the warning once. I fear what comes next." Their fears were justified. In the blackness of space, vast alien ships shifted silently. They were colossal, far beyond anything humans had imagined. Their shapes were alien in every sense. Geometric patterns that defied physics, glowing lights that pulsed like the heartbeat of a star. Sensors picked up signals, messages perhaps, but no human could understand them. Days passed, and humans worked tirelessly to prepare for the next test flight. But the strange phenomena intensified. Satellites failed mysteriously, unexplained storms raged across continents, and electromagnetic pulses disrupted communication. Scientists tried to rationalize it. Some blamed solar storms or technical failures. But Mira knew better. "They are warning us," she said. "The universe is telling us, we are stepping into danger." In meetings with the government and military leaders, Mira presented her concerns. "We should slow down," she warned. "We are provoking something we do not understand. The warship is only the beginning. What if the warning was not just about weapons, but about our survival?" But most humans ignored her. Pride and ambition were stronger than caution. "We cannot stop now," Lieutenant Raj argued. "We have proven we can do what others said was impossible. Humans survive. Humans fight. That is who we are." The debate raged. Some scientists reluctantly agreed with Mira, fearing consequences beyond imagination. But the military and politicians pushed forward. "We have built the warship. We will not stop. If the universe challenges us, we will rise to the challenge," they declared. Meanwhile, the alien observers grew impatient. They had waited, watching, analyzing, but humans continued to act as if the warning did not exist. Strange signals appeared more frequently. Some were pulses of energy, flickers of light in space, moving at impossible speeds. Others affected Earth's technology. Radars went dark, satellites spun out of orbit, and communications broke down without explanation. One night, Mira stayed in the laboratory longer than usual. The warship rested on its launch pad, glowing faintly under the artificial lights. She stared at it, imagining the possibilities and the dangers. She knew humans were brave, but this bravery could become recklessness. Suddenly, alarms screamed across the lab. Monitors flashed red. The warship's sensors detected a massive object entering Earth's orbit. Mira's heart raced. "It's them," she whispered. "They're coming closer." Outside, the object was invisible to the naked eye, but its presence was undeniable. Gravity shifted slightly, the atmosphere trembled, and energy readings spiked. It was a silent, terrifying reminder that humans were being watched by forces beyond their understanding. Lieutenant Raj arrived, his expression a mixture of fear and determination. "We cannot back down now," he said. "We have built the warship. Humanity has to show we are ready. We survive, we adapt, and we fight when we must." Mira nodded, though her heart was heavy. "Yes," she agreed, "but the universe has noticed our defiance. Ignoring warnings has consequences." 4 hours the warship remained on alert. Pilots prepared, scientists monitored, and humans waited. The massive alien presence lingered, moving slowly in orbit, observing every action. Every decision humans made, every calculation they performed, was seen and judged. Then, as if responding to human pride, the universe acted. Strange pulses of energy spread across the globe. Lights flickered, cities lost power for moments, and satellites tumbled out of orbit. On radar screens, unexplained objects moved at impossible speeds. Humans realized they were not alone, and that ignoring warnings had provoked attention. In the control room, Mira watched the screens silently. "This is only the beginning," she said to herself. "The universe is testing us. And humans, we must prove ourselves." Lieutenant Raj clenched his fists. "Then we fight. We survive. That is what humans do." Outside, the stars seemed brighter yet colder. Somewhere in the endless dark, alien eyes watched, measuring, waiting, deciding. Humans had ignored the warning. And now, the universe was reacting in ways they could not yet understand. The warship rested silently, engines ready, weapons primed. Humanity had chosen its path. And beyond the safety of Earth, a force older and more powerful than humans prepared to respond. The warning had been clear. Humans had ignored it. And the universe was watching. The sky above Earth was no longer calm. Strange lights streaked across the atmosphere, moving faster than any human-made object. Satellites tumbled from orbit, and power grids flickered in sudden bursts of darkness. Humanity had provoked attention, and now the watchers from the stars were making themselves known. Dr. Mira Khan stood in the control room, staring at the radar screens. Her fingers hovered over the console, but no action could change what was coming. On the monitors, enormous shapes moved in space, ships of unimaginable size and design, floating silently yet filled with an energy that made the air in the room feel heavier. Lieutenant Raj's voice was tense. "They're close enough to strike. We need to prepare the warship, now." Mira shook her head. "No. We cannot start a war blindly. This is first contact. They may be intelligent. They may be willing to communicate, or not. We need to understand them first." Outside, the first alien ship appeared in the sky above the laboratory. It was colossal, far larger than anything humans had built. Its surface shimmered like liquid metal, reflecting the sun in strange patterns. Energy pulsed from it, invisible to the eye but detectable by instruments. Humans could feel the power radiating from the vessel. It was terrifying yet awe-inspiring. The alien ship hovered silently, casting a shadow over the Earth. No sound came from it, no message, no weapon fire. It simply watched. And humans realized, with a mixture of fear and excitement, that this was a being, or perhaps a civilization, far beyond their understanding. Mira took a deep breath. "Prepare the warship," she ordered calmly. "But remember, our mission is not to fight unless they force us. Humanity survives by being clever and brave, not by attacking blindly." Pilots scrambled, engines glowing as the warship lifted into the sky. Its speed and agility were unmatched, yet it seemed almost small compared to the alien presence. The pilots approached cautiously, scanning for any sign of hostility. Then a pulse of energy washed over the warship. The instruments went wild. Sensors overloaded, screens flickered, and alarms blared. It was a warning, but no one knew the meaning. The warship's systems adapted quickly, stabilizing despite the interference. Humans watched in awe. Their technology had never faced anything like this. Lieutenant Raj clenched his fists. "They are testing us," he said. "They want to see if we are strong, smart, ready." Mira nodded. "Yes, and we are. But we must stay careful. One wrong move, one mistake, and they could destroy everything we've built." 4 hours, the human warship and the alien vessel moved in a tense dance across the sky. Humans fired test signals, simple communications, attempting to show they were intelligent and not a threat. The aliens responded with pulses of energy, subtle but deliberate. Each movement was measured, as if they were teaching humanity a lesson about patience, observation, and respect. In the control room, scientists whispered among themselves. "They're observing us, watching how we think, how we respond." "Yes," Mira replied. "And they are learning the same thing. Humanity is clever. We survive. We adapt. And we do not back down from the unknown." Then suddenly the alien ship emitted a bright flash, not as a weapon but as a signal. Patterns of light shimmered across the sky, forming symbols no human had ever seen. The warship's sensors tried to interpret them, and slowly a basic message appeared: "We warned you. You ignored. Prepare for consequence." The room fell silent. Myra's stomach tightened. "This is only the beginning," she said quietly. "They are giving us a chance, but it is also a test." Lieutenant Raj gritted his teeth. "Then we show them what humanity can do. We do not run. We do not hide. We fight with intelligence and courage." Above the Earth, the alien ships remained, observing, waiting, measuring every move humans made. For the first time, humanity realized the universe was not just vast, it was intelligent, aware, and capable of responding to their actions. The human warship glided back toward Earth, engines glowing, systems primed. The pilots knew they had survived the first encounter, but they also knew the real challenge had only begun. Humanity had been noticed. The universe had reacted. And somewhere in the vast darkness of space, the watchers were preparing for the next stage. Mira looked at the warship, then at the stars. "We have survived the first contact," she whispered. "But the universe is far bigger, far older, and far more powerful than we ever imagined. We must be ready, because the real test is coming. Outside, the alien ships shimmered against the black sky, silent and eternal. Humans had met the Watchers. They had ignored the warnings. And the universe was watching, waiting for humanity to prove itself, or fail. The first contact was over, but the tension remained. Humans had glimpsed the true scale of the universe. They had seen that bravery alone would not be enough. Intelligence, courage, and unity would be tested in ways they had never imagined. The stars glowed coldly, distant and infinite. And the universe, patient and observing, was ready to react. The earth below was quiet, but the tension in the air was electric. Humanity had seen the alien ships, and now every person who looked at the stars felt the weight of something greater than themselves. Governments called emergency meetings, scientists debated endlessly, and military leaders prepared for the impossible. Humanity had a choice: fight, flee, or find a way to survive. Dr. Mira Khan stood at the center of the command room, staring at the holographic projection of the alien ships. Their designs were strange and perfect, glowing with energy humans could barely understand. "They are testing us," she said. "We have survived the first encounter. But we cannot ignore the next move. We must be careful, strategic. Humanity has a chance to survive, if we choose wisely." Lieutenant Raj paced, fists clenched. "We cannot wait. We have built the warship. We have the technology. We must fight if they challenge us." Mira shook her head. "Not yet. Fighting blindly will destroy us. We need to show intelligence, courage, and unity. That is what will make us different. That is what makes humans, human." World leaders argued over the next steps. Some demanded immediate attack, claiming humans could not show weakness. Others urged caution, suggesting negotiation, signals of peace, or demonstration of intelligence. The debate grew heated. Outside, the alien ships hovered, silent, massive, and observing. Every human move was recorded, every decision analyzed. Meanwhile, strange events continued on Earth. Storms raged without warning, satellites fell from orbit, and electromagnetic pulses caused chaos in cities. Humanity felt the universe was responding to their actions, testing their courage and cleverness. People whispered about the warnings humans had ignored. Some prayed, some panicked, but most worked tirelessly to prepare for the unknown. In the laboratory, Mira and her team readied the warship. Its engines glowed softly, weapons primed but not active. Every system was checked, every sensor calibrated. Pilots trained endlessly, simulating maneuvers against ships far larger and more powerful than their own. Then, a massive pulse of energy radiated from the alien ships. The monitors flickered, alarms blared, and for a moment the entire command room went silent. The message was clear: the universe was watching. The observers were testing humanity's resolve, waiting to see what choices they would make. Lieutenant Raj clenched his teeth. "They are waiting for us to show courage. We cannot falter. Humanity survives by rising to challenges. We fight when we must." Mira looked at him, her eyes steady. "Yes, Raj. But we fight smart. We adapt. We do not rush blindly. Intelligence is our greatest weapon. We must prove that humans are clever as well as brave." Hours passed. The alien ships remained in orbit, shifting slowly, occasionally sending pulses of energy that disrupted communications. Scientists and engineers worked frantically, preparing the warship for deployment. Humans knew that the first encounter had been a warning. Now it was time to show that they were ready to survive. Finally, the decision was made. Humanity would show courage, intelligence, and unity. The warship would launch, not to attack blindly, but to demonstrate human skill, bravery, and adaptation. Pilots climbed into the cockpit, hearts pounding, aware that every move would be observed by the alien eyes above. The countdown began. 10, 9, 7. The warship's engines roared, shaking the ground beneath it. People in nearby cities looked up, unsure of what they were witnessing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With a deafening roar, the warship lifted into the sky, its engines blazing with raw power. The pilots maneuvered carefully, showing agility and precision that the aliens could not ignore. Missiles fired into space, not to attack but to demonstrate control. Energy shields activated, moving flawlessly. Humans were showing that they could survive, adapt, and act with intelligence under pressure. The alien ships responded. Massive beams of energy pulsed, not as weapons but as tests, probing, measuring, analyzing every movement. Every human decision was recorded, evaluated, and judged. The warship moved with incredible skill, dodging, countering, and demonstrating the strength of human innovation. From the command room, Mira watched silently, pride and fear warring in her heart. Humanity had made its choice. They would fight if necessary, but they would do so with intelligence, strategy, and courage. They would prove that humans were unique, that they were clever, resilient, and fearless. Lieutenant Raj's voice broke the tension. We are ready. Whatever comes next, we will survive. We adapt, we fight, and we endure. That is humanity. Outside, the alien ships shimmered in the black sky, vast and patient. They had observed humanity's courage and intelligence. They had tested them, and the test was not yet over. But humans had chosen their path. They had made a decision to survive, to show the universe that they were more than just another species. The warship glided through space, its systems glowing, ready for whatever came next. Humanity's choice had been made. Courage, intelligence, and unity would be their weapons. And somewhere, in the depths of space, the universe waited, ready to react. The first real battle was coming. The universe had noticed humanity. And now, humans would show that they were worthy of surviving the challenge. The stars above Earth twinkled coldly, distant and indifferent, or so it seemed. But something had changed. Humanity had built a warship. They had defied a warning. And now the universe was reacting. Dr. Mira Khan stood in the command room, staring at the holographic projection of the alien ships. They were massive, vast beyond comprehension, and glowing with energy that made the warship seem small. Every movement of the human vessel, every adjustment in the engines, every decision made by the pilots was watched, analyzed, and measured. The aliens were patient, but patience could turn to action at any moment. Lieutenant Raj paced the room, his fists clenched. They are testing us. Every move we make is being judged. But we have the warship. We are ready. Humans survive, we adapt, and we fight when we must. Mira nodded. Yes. But we must use intelligence, not just courage. We need to show that humanity is different. That we are clever, adaptable, and fearless. The warship launched into space once more, gliding past the clouds and into the black void. Pilots maneuvered it expertly, demonstrating speed, agility, and precision that no alien observer could ignore. Missiles fired in empty space as demonstrations of control, shields activated and pulsed, and sensors scanned the vastness of space for the unknown. Then the aliens reacted. A massive beam of energy shot past the warship, not to destroy but to test its limits. The pilots dodged and countered, their training and instincts guiding every move. Another pulse, this time affecting the instruments, tested human technology in ways that pushed the engineers to the edge. Every reaction was calculated. Every maneuver was observed. On Earth, strange phenomena continued. Storms raged with no warning, satellites tumbled, and electromagnetic pulses caused chaos in cities. The universe itself seemed to respond to humanity's actions. Some humans panicked, others prayed, but most worked tirelessly, adapting to the tests and challenges thrown at them. Myra's eyes never left the monitors. They are not just testing our warship. They are testing humanity. Our ability to think, to adapt, to survive. Lieutenant Raj clenched his fists again. Then we show them. We are humans. We survive. We fight. We endure. And we never back down. The alien ships shimmered, their massive forms pulsating with energy. Then they acted together, sending a coordinated pulse that formed a massive wave of energy across space. It was a challenge unlike anything humans had ever faced. The warship's shields flared, absorbing the energy, but it pushed the vessel to its limits. The pilots worked in perfect synchronization, dodging, countering, and adapting in ways that demonstrated human skill, bravery, and intelligence. For a moment, silence. Then the aliens seemed to withdraw slightly, as if acknowledging humanity's ability to survive and adapt. Mira exhaled, her heart pounding. They have noticed. They understand, at least a little. Humans are clever. Humans are strong. We have proven that. But the calm was temporary. From the depths of space, another massive ship appeared, larger than anything before. It moved slowly, deliberately, its energy signature immense and terrifying. The universe was far from done with humanity. The Watchers were preparing their next move, testing the limits of human courage, intelligence, and unity. On Earth, people looked to the skies, sensing the invisible power that now hovered above them. The warship remained in orbit, engines glowing, ready for whatever challenge came next. Humanity had survived the first contact. They had demonstrated intelligence, courage, and adaptability. But the universe was patient, and its reaction was far from over. Mira turned to Lieutenant Raj. We have done well. But the test continues. The universe has reacted, and humanity has shown it is worthy, But this is only the beginning. The real challenge is still ahead. Raj nodded. Then we face it. We survive. We adapt. That is what humans do. Above, the alien ships shimmered against the black sky, vast, intelligent, and patient. They had watched, tested, and now understood a little of humanity's uniqueness. Humans had crossed the line, defied warnings, and survived. But the universe would continue to react. And humanity would have to rise to every test, using courage, intelligence, and unity as their greatest weapons. The warship floated silently in space, glowing against the black void. Below, Earth waited, unaware of the full scale of the cosmic challenge. Humanity had proven itself clever and brave, but the universe had many more tests to send. And somewhere, in the depths of space, the Watchers, older, wiser, and far more powerful than humans, prepared for the next move. Humanity had survived the challenge so far, but the universe would not be patient forever. The stars shone coldly, infinite and distant. Humanity had built warships, defied warnings, and proven itself. The universe had reacted. And the story of courage, intelligence, and survival was far from over.